Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 8 of This Week in Raider Football. I'm Nick Rush, and today we are going to be discussing a very big matchup coming for your Raiders on the regular season schedule as they take on the Desoto County Bulldogs for the annual homecoming contest. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun, and it all starts tomorrow night, Friday, October 9th, 7:30 p.m. is the kickoff at Carl Engel Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. Like I said, it really is going to be entertaining. The Raiders trying to rebuild after a very heartbreaking loss to the Gulf Coast Sharks last Friday night as they fell by a 32-14 final score. Riverdale dropped down to a 2-4 win-loss record, and also on the records, they dropped to a 2-win, 2-loss record when it comes to playing games on the road. Meanwhile, thus far this season, it seems like everything is going Gulf Coast way. 6 wins, 1 losses total, and when it comes to playing games at Gulf Coast High School, they are 4-0 undefeated. Overall, Riverdale in that contest, they were shut out in 2 quarters, the first and the fourth. They managed to come up with 6 points in the second, and they mustered up 8 in the third to combine for 14 total points by the end of your ball game. Gulf Coast, anyhow, had a lot of success moving the ball down the field, scoring 6 in the first, 19 in the third, and 7 in your fourth quarter of play. And the second quarter, they were shut out with 0 points. And it seemed like a pretty even-up contest. By halftime, it was a tied-up 6-6 score. Riverdale brought up 8 in the third, but 19 points for Gulf Coast in the third, and that's where things started to get a little bit wild there and lopsided. So overall, that was a game that Riverdale would much like to forget. It was a very important game when you consider the fact that it was a division contest, and if Riverdale came away with the victory in that one, then they would have made the chances increase of having a playoff spot by the end of the season. And with a 6-1 record, it seems like most likely we'll be seeing Gulf Coast in the playoffs. But who they were playing against is unsure. It's rather the South Fort Myers Wolfpack or your Riverdale Raiders. The good thing about that contest is even though the Raiders lost, they still do have another chance to redeem themselves and maybe get back into the playoff race, as they will face off against the South Fort Myers Wolfpack on October 16th. That is next Friday, 7:30 p.m. start time for that game at Carl Engel Field on Riverdale High School. So that's going to be a large game for Riverdale as well. But they're trying to take one thing at a time, and if they want to rebuild themselves, then tomorrow night is a great chance to do exactly that against a struggling DeSoto County football team. Let's discuss their progress in the 2015 regular season. They are 0-5 thus far, still winless on the season, coached by Matt Egloff. They are 0-2 in their district. In the national rankings, they are 8,306 on the number. In the state of Florida, they are ranking number 415. They started off the regular season on a not-so-high note, being crushed by Sebring High School by a 41-0 shutout. The week after that, Avon Park was able to curb DeSoto County 37-10 in your final score there. Clearwater Central Catholic came away with the victory against DeSoto County in week 3, 27-7. Lemon Bay defeated the Bulldogs 23-3. And most recently, Southeast High School from Bradenton, Florida, defeated the DCHS Bulldogs by a 28-3 final. So that's a 5-game losing streak for DeSoto County. Halfway through the season and no wins, that is not necessarily something to be proud of. DeSoto County, a part of Class 5A District 11, and we'll see their progress in the standings right now. They are currently a part of a 6-team division, which consists of teams like Southeast, Hardy, Lemon Bay, Bayshore, and Booker. And they find themselves right at the bottom of that list. So they're hoping to maybe get things going again with a win against Riverdale, but Riverdale, they know how urgent it is to win each and every game from here on out, including this contest. They have 4 contests remaining on the schedule. That's DeSoto County, South Fort Myers, Westminster Christian, and finally Lehigh on November 6th to close things out. The good thing for Riverdale is that each and every one of those 4 games that I just mentioned are going to be played at home, so they have a little bit of home field advantage to build off of, and let's see if they can start things off on a high note in the playoff race, starting tomorrow night. Once again, 7:30 p.m. is your kickoff, Riverdale versus DeSoto County, and your homecoming game. It only comes once a year, so I'm definitely sure it's going to be something we can enjoy. But overall, it's just been a very interesting week of football thus far, especially when you take a look at the freshman football team. I just wanted to give these guys a shout out. I'm not sure how many of the freshman football players listen into the podcast, but I just want to say you guys are awesome out there on the field. The Riverdale freshman football team came away with a win last night against Northport at Riverdale High School, 35-13. And they are now 6-0 on the regular season schedule. They are 2 games away. Now, I don't want to jinx anything, so I won't say that. I'm not going to say anything about it. Caught myself there. But they have 2 games remaining on the schedule. Let's just say that. They are going to play on the 15th of October at South Fort Myers. 6 o'clock p.m. start time for that ball game. And then their final game is on October 22nd. Versus Fort Myers. So, Riverdale freshman football team, they're on a roll, and let's hope they can just finish out this season on a strong note. Nowadays, it seems like a lot of sports fans are superstitious about the whole jinx thing, so I didn't want to upset anyone there, but either way, I'm sure it's going to be a great ending for the Riverdale freshman football team by some of the great games they've won here in the regular season. Meanwhile, the JV football team 1-2 on the regular season. They'll get back the action also on October 15th. That's going to be next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. start time at South Fort Myers, and on the 22nd versus Fort Myers. The JV team will play at 7:30 p.m. So they have the week off, no JV action this week. But either way, it is going to be an exciting ending for all your football programs, whether you're taking a look at the freshman team, the junior varsity team, or the varsity team. It really is going to be an interesting way to go out here in the 2015 season. It really has been fun, and we'd like to thank all of you. Just wanted to throw this out there. I really do appreciate all of you who follow through with This Week in Raider Football. Thank you to the weekly listeners and those who listen to the commentary of the games. Speaking of that, I will be doing some commentary of tomorrow night's homecoming game. I'll post that to YouTube sometime this weekend. It really is going to be fun and exciting. That's what I'm looking forward to, the commentary as always. But either way, be sure to come out. If you're a supporter of Riverdale High School or you'd like to come out and see some good football action, tickets are $5, and it really is going to be fun. We have a homecoming parade, which I believe starts up at 6:30 p.m., just about an hour before the contest starts up. So be sure to get out there early, watch a nice parade, and then we're going to get ready for some football action between the Riverdale Raiders and the Desoto County Bulldogs, coming all the way from Arcadia, Florida. They're going to have to take nearly an hour of a bus ride to get here to RHS. So we'll see how that comes into play. But all we can do is just wait and see what happens. Only time can tell on what is going to happen tomorrow night. Be sure to come out. Action's going to be fun. 7:30 p.m. I'd like to say one more time. Be sure to come out and support your Raiders in homecoming football action. And I hope everyone at Riverdale has had a great homecoming week thus far. Let's hope we can make it that much greater with a win on Friday night. That's just going to do it for episode 8 of This Week in Raider Football. This is Nick Rush saying thank you for listening in, and we will see you tomorrow night, Coralingle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School.